श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। After multiple breaks and a huge discontinuity, I sent out one recording, but then I was not able to continue live class. We did 521st shloka in the last partha, which ended by saying iti natam avalokya shishyavaryam samadhigatatma sukham prabuddha tattvam pramudita hrudayah sadeshikeन्द्रः punaridamaha vachah param mahatma. We saw the section where the Shishya has realized the truth, and having realized the truth, he has narrated in his own words, he's expressed what his understanding, what his jnana is, what his sakshatkara is, and whatever the teaching was, he has imbibed the teaching, he has had gone through whatever needs to be done to stay in that jnana, and then having gotten clarity in line with the teaching, in line with the Shruti and Guru Upadesha, he expressed in his own words as to what his understanding is, which was confirmed by the Guru earlier as well, that he is a Viveki and a good Adhikari. Once he understood this tattva, then his life, the journey of his life, his Purushartha Siddhi has happened. He has reached the goal which he has been seeking after many janmas. I mean, after infinite janmas really, Anadi Kalena. And then, why has this happened to him, so to say happening? If it is considered as an event, it is not an event, but he has known his own Swarupa. Why did he land on this tattva? Because of this grace of the Shruti, which he has tapped through the sadhana and then the Guru's teaching. So he feels indebted to the Guru, which he has expressed in the end. Therefore, this 521st shloka says, iti natam avalokya shishya varyam. Having seen this student, this shishya, this disciple of the Guru says, and he is not just another sadhaka, he is kaschid dhiraha who has attained it. Therefore, looking at his namra bhava, samadhi gata atma sukham, he has had the ananda swarupa, he has tapped that ananda swarupa, he knows his ananda swarupa. See, satyam and jnanam, satyam jnanam anantam brahma, ananta is infinity, which is like a mathematical infinity. You cannot understand it by just mere words. But we don't have anything else. It is just a word if you say infinity. It's just a, that infinity formula. But what is really that Ananta Tattva? It cannot be divided ever. And even if you understand that, Satyam and Jnanam you cannot lose sight of, because it has to be an existent Tattva. You do not ever question your existence. Never does anyone question one's existence. Existence is very clear really. The Shruti teaches you, but then you do not doubt that teaching that I am existent. The doubt is that there is another existent. That the Shruti removes. Guru removes the misunderstanding that there is another existent entity. And same with the Chittattva. The consciousness principle is one. You do not doubt you are being conscious. Nobody says that I am not, conscious. because that is contrary to the statement itself. You cannot be unconscious and make a statement or have a vichara that I am unconscious. So consciousness is also not doubted. What is doubted is another conscious entity, another sentient entity is what is misunderstood, which is removed by the Shruti. So where is the doubt other than this? There is a doubt with Ananda, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Similarly, Satchidananda, Sat and Chit are clear. What is not clear is the Advaita in that, not having another. But Ananda, one doubts the Ananda Swarupa itself, and the entire seeking is Ananda. Every karma that one does is for seeking Ananda. We should not shy away from this fact. Many teachers shy away from the fact that it is not that Ananda. It is Ananda. Every seeking of every Jantu is seeking Ananda. In each and every bit of time, each and every karma is seeking Ananda, no matter how selfless a person is. The most selfless person who gives away everything with a lot of trouble is also seeking Ananda. He or she cannot tolerate the other's dukkha, that is seeking Ananda. So that is difficult to get, and that sukha this Shishya has attained. Very difficult to see. In the deepest of dukkha to see sukha is very difficult. And here it is said, Samadhigata Atma Sukha, that Shishya is Samadhigata Atma Sukha, it is a Bahuri. Samyak Adhigatam Atma Sukham Yena Saha Samadhigata Atma Sukha, and Tam Atma Sukham Shishya Varyam Avalokya, Natham Avalokya. He is in that Ananda, that Shishya. Guru is in that Ananda which cannot be divided, and Shishya is thanking the Guru. Here he looks at that Prabuddha Tattvam to clarify. Since he is understood that Ananda is not something he is earned it from elsewhere. It is not something else. It is his own Sarupa. Therefore, Prabuddha Tattva. Again Bahuri. And Pramudita Hridaya Sa Deshikeन्द्रः. This Deshikeन्द्रः, the best of the teachers also. Sridhar Swamiji used to say, why Kaschid Dhiraha? Why Ascharyavat Paschati? Shruti and Smriti says Ascharyavat Paschati. Kaschidenam. One who teaches this tattva, this subtle tattva, so difficult to understand, and one which cannot be conveyed in words, he conveys in words. Shruti does it herself. The Guru paraphrases that in all the ways possible so that the Shishya understands. And the Shishya who understands something which cannot be conveyed in words, which cannot be objectified, he understands that kind of a subtle tattva, he is also special. Therefore, he is Varya. The Deshika is also not a simple Deshika, he is Deshikendra, who has conveyed that tattva which is, beyond words and mind. Vacha and Manaha Atita it is. Manasotita. So, that kind of a Manasa Atita also he is explained, and the Shishya has understood. Therefore, there is a gradation here among Shishyas and teachers also. This teacher, now Deshikendra, Sa Pramudita Hridayaha, he is happy about this, and then Punaridamaha Vacha Param Mahatma. So this teaching flows again. He says that he is going to conclude now with that thinking. He does not say it, but he concludes the teaching by just giving instructions on how to stay there. And this is the core of the teaching, although we have seen the repetition is to drive home the point that you cannot miss it now. You should not miss it now. You should stay there. There by the 5:22 onwards, the rest of the text is just that. It's just putting everything in perspective and telling the Shishya the core of the teaching and stay there. Brahma Pratyaya Santati Jajag. There is a typo here. That's why I wanted to open another. Yeah. So ब्रह्म प्रत्यय संततिर्जगदतो ब्रह्मैव सत्सर्वतः पश्याध्यात्मदृशा प्रशांत मनसा सर्वास्वस्थास्वपि रूपादन्यदवेक्षितुं किमभितश्चक्षुष्मतां विद्यते तद्वद्ब्रह्मविदः सतः किम परं बुद्धेर्विहारास्पदम्। ब्रह्म प्रत्यय संततिः जगदतः ब्रह्म एव सत्सर्वतः पश्य अध्यात्मदृशा प्रशांत मनसा सर्वासु अवस्थासु अपि रूपाद अन्यत एव ईक्षितुं किम अभितः चक्षुष्मतां विद्यते तद्वद् ब्रह्मविदः सतः किम अपरम बुद्धेः विहारास्पदम single word. So this, what is the अन्वय here? Jagat. What is this Jagat that you see now? After Brahma Sakshatkara, what is this Prapancha? What is this Jagat? Brahma Pratyaya Santatihi. One should never doubt it. See, first the Jagat has been said to be Mithya. It is Mithya undoubtedly. But what is this Mithya? It is Brahma which appears in the form of Nama and Rupa. That is the Mithyatvam. It is not Shunya. Brahma itself appears as Nama Rupa. That Nama Rupatmakam Jagat is Mithya. It can even be said to be Tuchya also. Why? Because Nama Rupa has no existence. What is the reality then? Brahma Pratyaya Santatihi. It is nothing but that cognition of Brahma itself. And Pratyaya Santatihi, not only cognition, a sequence, a series of Brahma Pratyaya. That is what this Jagat is. Why? See, Brahma cannot be a series. Brahma is the existent conscious principle. There is nothing else. Advaita Tattva, but this Santati is of the appearance. Now there, now not there. So that Brahma Pratyaya Santati is this Jagat. Nothing else. Ataha Brahma eva sarvataha sat bhavati. Brahma itself is Sat Brahma only. Nothing else is there. Anything that is there, that Satta belongs to Brahma. Ataha sarvasa, and when is it? Is it once in a while? No. Sarvasu avasthasu api. Ataha sarvasu avasthasu api sarvataha. In all ways. In all avasthas and in all ways. Sad Brahma eva. Sad Brahma Sadeva and Sad Brahma eva. Nothing else. Satta is nothing else. And Prashanta Manasa Adhyatma Drisha Pashya. This is a fact. That everything that there is nothing but Brahma, and therefore Sad Brahma eva Pashya. That is the basic Anvaya there. Yataha can be added since Ataha is there. Yataha Jagat is equal to Brahma Pratyaya Santatihi, meaning Jagat Brahma Pratyaya Santati eva asti. Ataha Sarvasu Avastasopi Sarvata api. Sat Brahma eva Pashya. See, only Sat Brahma. Wherever you see, whatever is you see friends and enemies that you had considered earlier, whatever it is, whether you like it or you don't like it, whatever comes by prarabdha, all that is nothing but Brahma. Prashanta Manasa, and don't even resist it. Prashanta Manasa, with a quiescent mind, with a quiescent mind, Prashanta Manasa, satisfied with what comes about. Yadrichha Lava Santushta San, that is the idea there. Whatever comes, you be happy with that. Adhyatma Drisha Pashya. And what is that? That is you. So Adhyatma Drisha, which that drishti of Adhyatma, that Adhyatma is what? Atmani. Adhyatma has the meaning of Atmani, Saptami Arthe. Adhyatma. And with that Atma Drishti, not as only Brahma drishti, but Brahma is Atma. Brahmatmana Pashya. Adhyatma drisha Pashya, Brahmatmana Pashya also, Tritiya also. Pashya, and then he says, Pashya means you don't objectify it. Whatever you see is you resolve it to the understanding of that jnana that you have now, that it is nothing but appearance of Brahmatma. Chakshushmatam abhitaha, then he says it is not only you, it is true for everyone. Everyone in the sense that there is no plural really, but then with the body mind sense complex that is objectified, there is a consideration that there are many saints, many realized. There is only one tattva. So chakshushmatam abhitaha, not audible. Is it not audible for everyone? Can others hear? Could someone just put on chat if you can hear me? I don't understand what you said, Sunilji. Oh, good for you. Okay. I think something wrong at your end. Just log out and log in maybe. It's audible for this. Okay, so let's continue. So I was saying that the Guru now is telling the Shishya what he should do. So Prashanta Manasa Adhyatma Drisha Pashya. And then he says Chakshushmatam Abhitaha Rupad Anyat Avekshitam Kim Vidyate. Kaimitika Nyaya. He uses a rhetoric and he says Chakshushmatam Aksheparthe Kim. That Kim is Akshepa. Kim Vidyate. Those who Chakshushmatam Matuk. Those who have eyes, what can the eyes see? Eyes cannot hear. Eyes cannot see the sound. Eyes cannot hear the sound. What can eyes cognize? Eyes can cognize only Rupa. Form and color. Form also and color also. Either way you can take it. Rupa has both meanings. Rupad anyat avekshitum kim vidyate abhitaha. All over you see or through both the eyes. Through both the eyes or all around, what can the eyes cognize? Nothing but Rupa. So, other than Rupa, what exists for the eyes? Nothing exists. So, now you have this Atma Drishti. That is your Chakshu. Therefore, nothing other than the way Rupa, other than Rupa, nothing exists for the eyes. Other than Atma, nothing should exist for you. That is the comparative there. Tadvad Brahmavidaha kim buddhehe viharaspadam sataha aparam vidyate. So extends that Kaimitika to the exemplified also. He says, Kaimitika Nyaya, through that he says, buddhe viharaspadam. What? Tadvad Brahmavidaha, for a Brahmavit, for the Brahmavit, for a Brahmavit, what other than, meaning, Brahma, one who knows Brahma, like you, Shishya, O Shishya, for you also. What is there? Buddheya viharaspadam. Where can the buddhi rest now? Where can the buddhi rest? What can hijack the buddhi? Nothing. Because aparam, sataha aparam, kim vidyate, kimapi na vidyate ityartha. Nothing remains other than for buddhi to rest on, there is nothing wherever. So that's what I said, yatra yatra manoyati tatra tatra samadhaya. Wherever the mind goes, there is a samadhi. What is the samadhi? Brahma Rupa Samadhi. It is Brahma, nothing else. This is the 522nd shloka. And with this, he begins to tell what is the core tattva, where should you be, and that there is nothing else to do. Kastam paranandarasanubhutim utsrujya shunyeshu rameta vidwan chandre mahaladini deepyamane chittendumalo kayitum ka ichet. Sorry, last is the Chitrendu. just thinking what is okay. Kastam parananda rasanubhutim utsrujya shunyeshu rameta vidwan Chandre mahaladini deepyamane चित्रेन्दुमालोकयितुं क इच्छेत्. So kaha vidwan, kaha tam parananda rasanubhutim utsrujya shunyeshu rameta vidwan chandre mahaladini deepyamane chitrendum alokayitum kaha icchet. Again Kaimutika Nyaya, kopi na icchet ityartha. One would not desire anything, no one would desire, sorry, kaha icchet means no one would desire. Who would desire? No one would desire. What? He gives an example. So that is the second line or the last two quarters. Mahaladini chandre deepyamane sati. Or once you see Purnima Chandra, think of a Purnima Chandra. Chandra is shining outside, the Purnima Chandra, very beautiful to look at. So Deepyamane means shining. That Chandra, when that Chandra is shining, and Mahaladini Chandra, the Mahaladini is in Samanya called Chandra, Chandre. So looking at this moon, which is a full moon, shining forth completely, and bring that kind of a delight to look at. It gives pleasure to look at. It brings about happiness. That is the Ananda Swarupa comparison really in the exemplified. Once you are able to see that Chandra directly, would you go and look at a painting of a Chandra? Somebody paints a Chandra, but still you can directly look at the Chandra. Who will even go look at that painting of that Chandra? That is the Kaimutika Nyaya there. Mahaladini chandre deepyamane sati chitrendum. Chitra Indu is also against Chandra, but in the Chitra Indu, that Indu, the Chandra which is there in the Chitra painting, who would want to see that? When one can just step out, or even just shift the glance and look at the full moon. Similarly, kaha vidwan tam parananda rasanubhutim utsrujya shunyeshu rameta. That is the first half. Kaha vidwan, what kind of a vidwan would it be? Meaning, if there is this vidya, Atma Vidya, Brahmatma Vidya, then Parananda Rasanubhutim, that anubhuti of rasa, of Parananda, Paramananda, which is one's own Sarupananda, giving that up, Utsrujya, Shunyeshu kaha ramet, Vidwan na rameta ityartha. Kaha Vidwan ramet means no Vidwan will indulge in Shunya. What is this Shunya? That is, I said, Tuchcha. For a Jnani, the Prapancha is not Mithya anymore. Mithya is training for the Shishya. Then it is all Brahma. Other than Brahma, there is Shunya. You cannot have Mithya other than Brahma. When everything is Brahma, everything other than Brahma means nothing exists. So therefore Shunya, Shunyeshu karameta. You can't give up the Brahma Tattva and indulge in the Nama Rupatmaka Jagat, which was Mithya, which was understood as Mithya, which was understood as having borrowed existence, consciousness, Ananda, everything was borrowed. Once you understood that it is me, then that there is nothing borrowed anymore. It is you who is appearing in the form of this Prapancha. Therefore, everything other than that is nothing. There is not only everything, there is not even a thing. Therefore, there is nothing that exists, and one cannot really enjoy in that Shunya. One has to enjoy only in the Purna. Otherwise, he is not a Vidwan. Kaha Vidwan tam parananda rasanubhutim. Rasanubhuti is Strilinga, therefore tam. In Dvitiya Ekvachana, उत्सृज्य कः शून्येषु रमेत, कोऽपि न रमेत इत्यर्थः. That is the 523rd shloka. असत्पदार्थानुभवे न किंचिन्नास्ति तृप्तिर्न च दुःखहानिः तदद्वयानन्दरसानुभूत्या तृप्तः सुखं तिष्ठ सदात्मनिष्ठया. This is a refrain. तदद्वयानन्दरसानुभूत्या. So असत पदार्थानुभवे न किंचित, नहीं अस्ति तृप्ति नहीं दुःख हानि, तदद्वयानंद रसानुभूत्या तृप्तः सुखम तिष्ठ. तिष्ठ इज द वर्ड. तिष्ठ सुखम तिष्ठ, सुखेन तिष्ठ इत्यर्थ. तिष्ठ सुखम इज एडवर्बियल टू तिष्ठ. तिष्ठ इज था धातु, रिमेन. लोट लकार मध्यम पुरुष एक वचन. सो दिस इज, he is giving an instruction. O shishya, remain there. Where? Sukhena tishta, anandatvena. Remain in that ananda swarupa, which was said earlier as parananda rasanubhuti. You have this rasanubhuti, parananda rasanubhuti. Therefore, you are a vidwan now, because shunyeshu vidwan na rameta. You are a vidwan. Therefore, you also do not indulge in shunya anymore. Swabhavika, but if at all there is a tendency, some vasana comes up, drop it, because it is all towards shunya. Asat padarthanubhave na kinchit. So what is it? Asat padarthanubhave hi na should be taken later. Hi kinchit truptihi nasti. So you will have absolutely no sukha in this asat padartha. Asat padartha anubhave hi kinchit trupti nasti, kinchit dukkha hani cha nasti. If you have this, asat is what? Asat is everything other than Brahma, earlier considered as separate. If you try to indulge in those, and you have tried across janmas, you have tried, not only in this janma. So Guru tells the Shishya, you have tried across janmas. Did you get any trupti? No. Trupti, he kinchit trupti nasti, not even a little. Actually, it should, trupti is strilinga, so it could have been, kachit. But then, the usage is peculiar. It can be taken with, what else is there? Asat. Just give me a moment. No kinchit, no kinchit. No, does not look like anything else. Dukkha hanihi, and then truptihi. Nothing else is there. So it's okay. The usage is a little. So you can say arsha prayoga there, or as a it is upalakshana for everything else. So there is no, not even a little truptihi. That is the idea there. Asat padartha anubhave hi kinchit. Indeed, he can be taken as evakara. Truptihi nasti, and dukkha does not go away. Not only there is no trupti, no satisfaction. Sometimes even in dukkha you say, okay, I am satisfied. That satisfaction is not there. Dukkha also does not go away. So dukkha hani api nasti. In what? In asat padartha anubhava. Asat can be taken as which is not lasting enough. Sat, it is not sat. That's all it is. Mithya, basically. Tat can be, tat is an avyaya here. It can be taken as tasmat. Tasmat. Therefore, advyananda rasanubhutya truptah san. Trupta is there. So tat advyananda rasanubhutya, it can be taken as a compound also, but tat can also be separated, and as an avyaya, if you look at it, tasmat, in the earlier half becomes a hetu. Since there is no dukkha hani or trupti in anubhava of mithya prapancha, therefore what? Therefore advayananda rasanubhutya truptah. Be satisfied with, where should you be satisfied in with what? With the anubhuti that you already have, which is that parananda rasanubhuti. And parananda is what? Advayananda. There cannot be a dvaita and it be para. Cannot be, because it is limited. Para itself says that nothing higher than that, nothing other than that also. Para cannot be there. Therefore it can only be in Advaya. Advaya means Advaita Tattva. Advayananda Rasanubhutya Trupta San, being really satisfied in that Tattva. There is nothing to be not satisfied. Ananda Swarupa, which has been sought after forever in anything and everything. Then thereby Sadatmanisthaya Sukham Tishtha. Sukhena Tishtha. How? Sadatmanisthaya. This can also be, Itham Bhute. For the jnani, not for others. Sadatmanisthaya. Yeah, you can remain in that Sat Tattva, that I am that Sat Tattva and I am that Sukha Tattva also. In that limitless Ananta Tattva you can remain. Further in the 525th shloka, Bhagavad Padacharya says, Swameva sarvatah pashyan manyamana swamadvayam swanandam anubhunjanaha kalannaya mahamate. So what should you do now? What is left for you to do? There is only prarabdha remaining for the body, not to you. You've seen earlier also, the prarabdha is not for the jnani, it is for the sharira. And now we don't even want to talk about the onlooker's perspective. Where is the onlooker? When it has been said that Brahma pratyaya santatihi jagat, jagat is nothing but Brahma pratyaya santatihi. Then where is the other? There is no other from his drishti. So why should you even think about the worldly drishti which does not exist anymore for the jnani? But from his perspective, what should it be? It is Swameva sarvatah pashyan, seeing oneself everywhere, not Brahma anymore, not in third person. It is not Prathama Purusha. It is Uttama Purusha now, because this Uttama Purusha is who? Now you are Purushottama. Brahmatmana tishta sadatmanisthaya advayananda rasanubhutya trupta santushta means Brahmatmana tishta. So Brahmatmana tishta, remain as Brahmatma. There itself you have become, from Uttama Purusha in Vyakarana you have become Purushottama of the Shastras, of the Gita Panchadashodhyaya. So Panchadasha, the 15th chapter says that it is a Purushottama Yoga. So you just swap that samasa, Uttama Purusha, you swap the words, you will get Purushottama. That is what you are now. And thereby Swameva sarvatah pashyan, seeing yourself everywhere, Chatranta pashyan. Manyamanaha swam advayam manyamanaha, considering yourself as Advaya. Consider yourself as the Advaita Tattva. And then what? Swam Advayam Manyamanaha San also you can say. San Manyamanaha Shanash. There Pashyan is Satranta Padam. Manyamanaha is Shanajanta Padam, but it is Kartari. Swam Advayam Manyamanaha, considering yourself as that Advaita Tattva, considering this as a fact. Then Swanandam Anubhunjanaha, again Shanajanta Kartari, Swanandam Anubhunjanaha San. Tapping that, whatever is your rasanubhuti, that itself, what else will be there in the mind? You will have ananda, and that ananda that you have right now, which is overflowing. The Shishya's ananda is overflowing. He feels thankful. He has to bring about his earlier memory of, Guru's teaching and how he helped him go across. Sorry. That's Anandam. Anubhunjana, experiencing that. For a lack of better word, experiencing is not really objectifying here. Remaining yourself as Ananda Swarupa. If at all there is a connection with the mind, then there is, if at all means there will be on and off it keeps on happening with the sharira also, till it settles down into, because prarabdha will drag. When prarabdha is dragging also, that time, if there is no getting carried for, forth like before, then what will happen is the antakarana is so shuddha that vasanas are no longer there, which can hijack. Thereby ananda itself will reflect. Whenever the mind drags to a person, there will be ananda, because everything is brahma, everything is ananda swarupa now. Wherever the mind goes, there will be ananda. And then in such a manner, even with effort earlier, kalam naya again, lot lakara madhyama purusha ekvachan, you carry the time. How do you spend your time? This is how you spend your time. You don't have to do anything else. There is nothing to be done anymore, nothing kartavyam. Therefore, he mahamate, O mahamate, now you have, O mahamati, so mahati matiyasya, or mahanti also, mahanti matiyasya saha mahamatihi. He mahamate, sambodhana. O mahamati, because you have that kind of mati now, buddhi, which is great. Why great? Because you have understood that mahat tattva, sukshma mahat tattva, that you have understood now. Therefore, you are a mahamati now. Therefore, what is the anvaya? He mahamate, swam eva sarvataha pashyan, seeing yourself everywhere. Swam advayam manyamanaha, considering yourself as that advaita tattva, all pervasive advaita tattva. Swanandam anubhunjanaha, experiencing your own swarupananda. Kalam naya, spend the time, rest of the time in the sharira. That's what the idea is in 525th shloka. 526th shloka goes, akhanda bodhatmani nirvikalpe vikalpanam vyomni purah prakalpanam tadadvayanandamayatmana sada shantim parametya bhajasva maunam. So what should I do now? What should I do? He's already said, kalam naya, swanandam anubhunjana kalam naya. What about others? What others? He says, akhanda bodhatmani nirvikalpe. Nirvikalpe, there cannot be any vikalpa, there cannot be any division that there is another. It's easier said than done. How can it be so? There are so many saints who converse with others and as others. Yes, they do. But then the ananda is not lost. The ananda is not divided anymore. So nirvikalpa, akhanda bodhatmani, that swarupa, sukha and the chit swarupa is not segmented. Conversation is at a different level of the nama rupatmaka jagat. It was happening earlier. It will happen later also. It can happen later also. Not that it cannot happen. We cannot insist that this is how the jnani should be. Because the jnani is Brahma Swarupa, and Brahma was always one, and still when Brahma was always one, Brahma without any connection with anything else, because nothing else existed, there was still conversation going on, there was still multiplicity. And it continues to be. Just because this jnani is Brahma does not change Brahma. Brahma was always like that, and it will always remain like that. You cannot expect anything from Brahma, because there is nothing possible, there is no kriya possible, there is no withdrawal possible. There is, the way it was never engaged, it can never withdraw. What is there is at the level of the mind, at the body mind sense complex level. Therefore, when you get dragged into the mind in the sense that there is the earlier vasana which triggers, and this mithya sharira seems to be yours, then what should you do? Akhanda bodhatmani nirvikalpe, in that nirvikalpa tattva which cannot have segmentation, akhanda, it is one homogeneous consciousness, vikalpanam, prakalpanam, that vikalpana, that segmentation that is happening is only a prakarsha kalpana. It is only some imagination. It is not the truth. Just like this vyomni, in space there is a kalpana of this, the entire, puraha. There is nothing else. So what is it? There is an imagination. Just like there is a prakalpana of puraha. Puraha prakalpanam is, there is this city imagined, where Vyomni, in the sky, in space, in sky, basically in the clouds. You look at cloud formation and you think of a city. Somewhere I think in Kathopanishad or elsewhere, Bhagavan Bhashyakara gives a very detailed perspective on how this cloud formation appears, and he says this is what your prapancha is, drishta nashta svabhava. You look at the cloud formation and you think that there is a city in the sky, because our imagination runs wild, especially a child. Looking at child is, just if you have played, as a child, just lying down on your terrace or something, or easing out and just looking at the sky, playing around with your friends, and you see, oh, this looks like an elephant, that looks like that, and then the cloud, you're looking at it, and by the time your friend looks at it, it's gone. Where? I don't see it. Oh, I don't see it even now. Why? Drishta nashta svabhava. Comes together, something happens, gives out some vision, makes some sound, goes away. This is your prapancha. Similarly, sharira comes about, makes some noise, does something, some ego claims this, claims that, regrets something, and done. Next janma. All this is prakalpana. So yatha, you can add yatha vyomni, in space, puraha prakalpanam bhavati tatha. You can add that. It is a comparative. So just like in space there is an imagination, and prakarsha, with all the details possible, you can imagine the way you can imagine a city in the clouds. Similarly, akhanda bodhatmani tatha akhanda bodhatmani nirvikalpe vikalpanam, that all that imagination, vikalpanam kim? Vikalpanam prakalpanam eva. Any imagination in this nirvikalpa is only an imagination. That's all it is. Tat, then again that tat can be separated out, like the refrain that I said, that's a refrain. So earlier it has been said, tad advayanandat mayatmana. So tasmat karanat sada is a sada shanti, param shantim etya. How? Etya is in gatau, having attained. Having attained param shantim, you attain, having attained what? Param shanti. How should you attain it? Advaya ananda mayatmana. Advaya ananda maya. Mayat is there. Mayat is not vikara here, swarupartha here. Ananda mayatmana param shantim etya. There is no interaction possible really. If you know that you are imagining, if you know that you are dreaming, you may not be able to wake yourself up, but you are already a waker in dream. In the dream. During the dream, if you know you are dreaming, if anyone has that experience, that you know that you are dreaming, you suspect, and then you know that this has to be a dream. During the dream, you may not be able to wake yourself up. Maybe not from the dream, but you are the waker in the dream, because you are prabuddha tattva. Similarly, in this dream, when you know that you are dreaming, in this waking dream, if you know you are dreaming, then you may not be able to wake yourself up. In the sense, you think that, okay, all this prapancha should drop off, I should come out into some kind of a state talked about in Yoga Shastra, or somebody talks about it, somebody blabbers also. There is no such state. If it is a state, it is just a state. Turiya Avastha, they say fourth state, you have to reach there. There is no fourth state. Fourth is just a number in comparison to the three states. Because you know these three states, all that pervades these three states is you. that which does not vary is the fourth. Why the fourth? Because it's a number that completes the fourth quarter, which makes in a quarter of a coin, if there are 3 quarters, 3 quarters is useless without the fourth, because there cannot be a complete whole. You cannot even take out a quarter or 3 quarters or half 2 quarters, meaning unless you have a whole. That whole is you. That Purna is you, and that Turiya is actually the fourth that makes the complete circle, the complete coin, out of which the 3 states have been carved out without affecting the whole. So it is not really the fourth. Fourth is just a comparative to drive home the point that it is not these 3. It is beyond these 3, meaning not separate from these 3, pervades all 3 as the Purna whole. I am saying Purna because whole can be misunderstood as HOLE, as WHOLE. Therefore, Param Shantim Etya Maunam Bhajasva. Again, see, look at all the Lot Lakaras. Lot Lakaras, Madhya Purusha Ekvachana, you do this. Please do this. As a request also, don't miss this opportunity anymore of remaining there, Brahma Rupa Samadhi. And thereby he says, Shanti Metya Maunam Bhajasva. What should you do? Remain in that Mauna. Therefore you see this. See, Maunam can be silent also literally. And it can be also, we should not have this thing saying that no, in Vedanta Shastra, everywhere else, we interpret Mauna as what? As this Mananat Munihi, and therefore Muner Bhavaha Maunam. Muner Bhavaha Maunam is alright. Mananat Muni is also alright. There is no Manana anymore. He does not need Manana anymore. The Manana is what? Only up to the extent that this is Prakalpana. Therefore, both meanings can be possible. You say Mananat Munihi and Muner Bhavam Maunam. The status of that Munihi who does Manana is Maunam. And therefore, partake of that Maunam means you think about this and then Akhanda Bodhatman Nirvikalpe, Vikalpanam is Prakalpanam. It is just an imagination. Other way is Param Shantim Etya. Once you attain that Parashanti, where is this Manana possible? Pray tell, where is this Manana? You are already in Parashanti. You will have to disturb yourself to do Manana. Therefore, Maunam can be taken literally. Maunam Bhajasva, remain silent. That this is the Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi's teaching is this. Very advanced level, not to be taken lightly and not to be taken as complete at the very basic stage also. Some people take it at the basic stage and say, oh, I don't need to do anything because Bhagavan says, who am I? No, he did not say who am I. He did not even recommend that, as self-enquiry was there, but it is not his main teaching. Who am I is not his main teaching. Who am I is to direct yourself to your own Swarupa by negating the Maharshi also knows that Bhagavan never said that gave answers to who you really are. There is no answer possible there. He said that who is the questioner? You look into that with each and every question. For good or bad comes to your mind, he used to say that look at the source. That source is not who am I, because he never answered that question. It is Maunam Bhajasva is his teaching. Summa Iru. In Tamil he said Summa Iru, be silent. Be silent means what? Literal translation. Summa Iru is that you do not even entertain any question. Whenever the doubt comes, you fold it back on the questioner. It should die away on its own. Because the mind, once it resolves, then it will have Laya and then it will have Nasha also. Nasha is Nasha Adarshane. It will not appear. It does not mean that it is destroyed. I have mentioned this earlier. But since the topic came out about Maunam, I want to take both options as valid, and over a period of time, it has to lead there. See, Kalam Naya also and Maunam Bhajasva. Even elsewhere it is said, I don't remember the exact words, but paraphrasing it, how should one carry the time as a jnani? It is said that, says that, asuktehe, amrutehe, both. Advaita Atmani, that being committed, that nishtha is what? Asupte amritehe. Up to the end of the day, not end of the day, till you fall asleep. Till you fall asleep and till you fall asleep forever, this body falls asleep. Till this body falls asleep, today, tomorrow, day after, and till this body falls asleep in this janma, mrityu, amrite, ang maryadav, abhividau cha. Up to, not abhividau is impossible. So, ang maryadav here, that suptehe, up to suptihi, up to that deep sleep. Deep sleep, when you want to go to sleep, you don't want to go to swapna, you want to go to deep sleep. So when you can no longer control yourself, till then stay in this Atma Tattva. That is the teaching really. What should one do? One does everything saying that Aham Brahmasmi, absolute nonsense. And then they say that no, they did this, they did that. All. What should you do? Forget what they did. What they? There is no they. What should you do? There is no other. How can you indulge in another? So it appears superficial. To me at least it appears superficial that you do everything and then claim that you are a jnani. It cannot work. So how should you carry your time? You cannot have twofold commitment. Bhagwan Bhashyakara has exhausted the Bhashya by saying you cannot have twofold commitment as a sadhaka, let alone as a jnani. For a sadhaka, it is not possible to gain moksha. For a jnani, real jnani, he cannot slip into anything else. Ka vidwan rameta. That's why Kaimutikanya, he leads from there and he says, whenever you feel slipping, yourself slipping into any of these led by vasanas, you remain here. So how long should I do? Kalamnaya has been said, the entire time that is left. Okay, which time? Here, look at this. He says that in the 526, once he 525th, he says Kalamnaya. What time should I carry? Asupte amritehe. Up to sleep, up to death, you stay in this. And in 526, he says Maunam bhajasva. Continuing that, Bhagavad Padacharya says, Tushnim avastha paramopashantihi buddhe rasatkalpa vikalpa hetoho brahmatmana brahmavido mahatmanah. There's a typo here again. Let me cross check what is this word now. Yeah, yatra dvayananda sukham nirantaram tushnim avastha paramopashantihi buddhe rasatkalpa vikalpa hetoho brahmatmana brahmavido mahatmanah yatra dvayananda sukham nirantaram. Sorry, it's not a typo, it's a different font and there is a light printing. Or my, my eyesight is not good enough. So tushnim avastha paramopashantihi tushnim avastha, that tushnim maunam bhajasva. If there is any doubt what is that maunam bhajasva, tushnim avastha, remaining in that state, silent state. Atma has no such noise there. So tushnim avastha paramopashantihi buddhehe asatkalpa vikalpa hetoho brahmatmana brahmavidah mahatmanah yatra advayananda sukham nirantaram. So very simple there in terms of brahmavidah mahatmanah. For a mahatma. Which mahatma? Brahmavit, who is a mahatma. For that kind of a brahmavit who is mahatma, yatra, where, in which avastha, as in what avastha? Not that turiya avastha. Turiya means purna avastha. Yatra asatkalpa vikalpa hetoho buddhehe. That buddhi, for which there is a visheshana. Buddhi, visheshayar buddhehe. Yatra buddhehe tushnim avastha bhavati. Kasya? Brahmavidah Mahatmanah. For a Brahmavit Mahatma, where there is the silent state of what? Of buddhi. What kind of a buddhi? That buddhi, antakarana, which is the hetu for vikalpa, kalpa vikalpa, asat kalpa vikalpa, which brings about this asat kalpa, which weighs this or that. The antakarana keeps on bringing about this, as in the role of the manaha, it brings about the sankalpa vikalpa. So kalpa vikalpa is same thing, sankalpa vikalpa. Some upasarga is not there, that's all. Asat kalpa vikalpa hetoho. It brings about this asat kalpa vikalpa, of these divisions or these pairs of opposites of asat, which are asat. That kind of a buddhi becomes quiescent. In which state? For a Brahmavit Mahatma, tatra. So yatra is there, you can add tatra. Tatra what? Brahmatmana nirantaram paramopashantihi advayananda sukham bhavati. And if you say, there's a strilinga and neuter, so you can add cha also. Brahmatmana nirantaram paramopashanti advayananda sukham cha bhavati. There is paramopashanti. Param Shantim Etya was said earlier. Now he says that Paramupashantihi Bhajaswa, Maunam Bhajaswa, and Param Shantim Etya was said. Now he says Brahmatmana Nirantaram Paramupashantihi Advyanand Sukham Cha Bhavati. There itself the Sukha will remain. If you slip into this, you give up your Mauna, you give up the commitment to Atma Tattva which you have already attained. And giving up the commitment means what? You slip into the vasanas, you give up the tushni avastha of the buddhi, you let the buddhi run wild again, then what will happen? You get carried away again, same samsara dukkha. Therefore stay with what you have, what you already have attained. That is the 527th shloka there. We will see the 528th onwards in the next partha. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharantam Agocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmiham. Any questions? Okay, no questions. I'll see you in the next partha. Namaste.